the state of thing. Suicide will be fast. Really? And also, yes, and not enough internet. Really?
كندا بوب كندي كندا وأمريكا كندا 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 وأمريكا كريم تامر كندا وأمريكا
Uh, really?
بيرو وهولندا وهولندا إنجلترا وكوبا
Fancy,
إنجلترا وكوبا داوود وكاري من هولندا داوود وكاري من هولندا داوود وكاري من هولندا
really? It's
جورج إنجليزي جورج زيد اسكتلندي اسكتلندي زيد تامر ورواد من إنجلترا تامر ورواد من
fun. I was doing an yes, I'm gonna go on my PC. I was doing yes, yeah, it's actually a new road coming to yes tomorrow. Yeah.
كري من هولندا. هولندا. كري. تامر من هولندا. من. تامر. داوود إنجليزي. إنجليزي. داوود. عمر إنجليزي. إنجليزي. عمر.
Hungry.
داوود وكري من هولندا. داوود وكري من هولندا. داوود وكري من هولندا. داوود وكري من هولندا. داوود وكري من هولندا.
Later.
درس. نتبوك. 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 درس. نتبوك. سماء. 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 يعي. 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 درس.
Deuce.
درس. أم. نتبوك. درس. 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 درس.
I didn't need nervous.
عور. عور. Oh, 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 oh,
So if you've seen a couple of my videos and you like what I
Yes, I've got to do Goose research for it, and then I'll make it straight. It's to the PC. It's I'll just do a session.
with the success of the 2600, Mattel released a television. This new console had some advantages over its competitor. For one, the sound was much better. Rather than long sounds like on the Mario console, the Intellivision used more realistic sound effects. Secondly, the games had more space to work with. The console itself came with 4 kilobytes of ROM space. This extra space contains the software framework which allowed developers to make games more easily and contained reusable code that essentially made more like one. The Intellivision had slightly better graphical capabilities than the 2600, and you can definitely see it in some of the games. Atari felt like they needed an answer to the Intellivision, so they released the 5200. Their new console had some things going for it. Cartridges could contain more ROM space than its predecessor, 32 kilobytes rather than 4. RAM was upgraded from 128 bytes to 16 kilobytes, which is a huge increase. The games look noticeably better too, closer to the arcade experience. On paper, it seems computer market. And as a result, the 7800 would be shelved. Had this console been released at the original time they wanted, it would have been more powerful than anything that was out at the time, at least in the US. But instead, the console would be released in May of 1986 after the success of the NES. In some aspects, the 7800 hardware was superior to the NES. The console had more RAM, 4 kilobytes, than the NES, which was only at 2 kilobytes. The screen resolution was also better on the 7800, 320 by 240 pixels, than the NES, which was only 256 by 240 pixels. We have gone to the point of fully working app without knowing how to code. This is Base 44. This is the first look at the current industry-leading AI app builder, and you wouldn't believe the kind of apps that people are creating. Smart nutrition apps, inventory trackers, onboarding tools. 7800 games could carry more data as well, a total of 48 kilobytes, versus the NES, which could only carry 32 kilobytes. So what did this all look like? Well, let's take a look at some of the games. Here's a popular one, Ball Blazer. I have to comment on the music, it's fantastic. look pixelated, the NES versions are better, and most of the games don't sound that great. Well, there's a few things holding the console back. Let's talk about the pixelation first. While the 7800 had a higher resolution than the NES, most of the games were forced to run in low resolution mode, which was only 160 by 240 pixels, because it supported a better color palette. In low resolution mode, you could have up to 25 colors on screen, but in high resolution mode, you could only have up to 9. Most of the games on the 7800 opted for low resolution mode to take advantage of the increased color palette, which
Eh?
resulted in pixelation. So why did all the games sound like the 2600? Well, because both consoles use the same sound chip. They didn't upgrade the sound capabilities at all for the 7800. Although a couple games did use the Pokey sound chip, which offered expanded audio. So while there were a few hardware advantages over the NES, the pixelation and sound limitations really made the games much less appealing. But it wasn't just hardware limits that killed the 7800. This console didn't get a lot of third-party support. Most of the really good developers like Konami and Capcom were making games exclusively for the NES. Those game companies were pushing the hardware limits and making impressive-looking games, but no one was doing that for the 7800 because there
Huh?
wasn't a lot of third-party support. So, what was this console truly capable of? Well, we have one more game to look at. Hollywood, the new stars of the silver screen change the face of the motion picture industry forever. The minions are back with a touch of mystery. Daddy. Oh, hungry. Vision.
Minions.
Filmmaking.
Minions. Never been.
So while the 7800 was discontinued in 1992, the community at Atari has been keeping the console alive with these homebrew games. One game I wanted to showcase is Bentley Bear's Crystal Quest. I think it's cool that Bentley Bear is getting the spotlight because it's one of the few characters in the Atari universe who actually has a name. It's interesting that Atari never tried to make him their mascot. Anyway, it's a platformer that takes some inspiration from Adventure Island. You start off defenseless, but you can pick up a projectile weapon, and you have to avoid rocks, campfires, and enemies from the Crystal Castles universe. This game is unlike anything I've ever seen on the 7800. For one, this is a floaty platformer, which is uncommon for this console. Usually when I hear Atari, I think of clunky controls, but this game plays just like a Mario game would. The 7800 honestly needed more games like this. Secondly, the graphics are unbelievable. There's a lot of color on the screen, and many layers of parallax scrolling in some stages. Honestly, this could pass as a Sega Master System game. This is something I've never seen on the NES. I really wanted to cover this particular game because I feel like the 7800's potential was never reached, and this title really showcases the console's true capabilities for the first time. So, does this mean the 7800 is more powerful than the NES?
My old phone broke today. Yeah. Yeah.
So how? Well, Monday.com figured it out. Number one, Monday Finder. It's like your own business consultant, but not like you have to pay hourly and they but it has read every document, every project, budgets, timelines.
Cool. It's there's a new update tomorrow for the time because of his stuck.
Hello，各位听众朋友们，大家好啊！周年我是西西之恋，这样一段，就是海猫他们即将推出一个新的模式。另外，我还想给博士们分析一下一场全新的玩，要旗对于像某数字游戏出来的这种特殊马上出，单抽必出，10连必满钱，只要是你想要的，都会来到你身边。好的，不知道各位在看。
Oops. Whoops.
UK's fastest growing broadband provider. I see trees of green, red roses too.
I see them blue.
For me.
Yes, time for super stars.